down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brizzy.
and today we are talking about Final Destination 2. We have talked about Final Destination Bloodlines, but we did not talk about Final Destination 1, which we just realized earlier today because Breezy and I both thought we had already talked about Final Destination 1.
Yeah, I was like, I could have sworn that we talked about the first one, the first one. And I'm
Hmm.
like, so I went on the actual YouTube and actually scrolled down, like, well, I see like the new one, but we don't. So I could have sworn that we talked about it, but apparently not.
Right? And
It
so
happened.
it happens, but we didn't do Friday the 13th in order, and we did like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 3, but not 1 and 2. So it's horror movies. People watch them out of order all the time. But it follows the same general formula as most Final Destination movies, where someone gets a premonition of a horrible disaster, and then it prevents the deaths, and then the force of death itself starts to pick people off one by one with these crazy, uh, bizarre freak accidents where this hits this and this goes into that and this other thing happens and all that. And this one in particular seems to have a lot of fake outs. Like you think you know what's going to happen, and then the person like gets away, and you're like, oh, they got away, and then blam, something else happens.
Well, if it like when people like seen it, like haven't seen it, they probably like, oh my gosh, well, but when you actually like that's the thing with like all these Final Destinations, like, okay, one, two, three, okay, you're starting to get the vibe. But like, okay,
Yeah.
five, six, seven, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, we get what's coming.
Yep. Exactly. You
They
kind of
just don't know how to die.
right, and then it becomes more of a matter of how are they going to die and how crazy and extreme and graphic is it going to be. Um, And this one has Ali Larter come back as Clear Rivers. She's the only returning character from the first one. I can't remember what the guy's name is, the guy that has the premonition in the first one, but you find out
Oh,
that
okay.
he was killed by a falling brick or something like that,
Yep.
they say. Um, so yeah, Clear Rivers. And when I heard the name Clear Rivers, I've been watching Dexter, and I'm on season 4, and he went to the meteor because Breezy got me addicted to Dexter. But he goes to the Weatherman conference, and his sister says, "If you meet Stormy Skies, tell him he has a stupid name." And so that's what I thought of when I heard Clear Rivers. I think if you see Clear Rivers, tell her she has a stupid name. Her and
Oh,
Stormy Skies
jeez.
should hook up. They can go to Muddy Bogs. You know?
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, so we have a group of 4 friends that are setting out on a road trip. And they're in the car and they're having fun. They merge onto the freeway, and there's like 10 minutes of bull crap of like a guy drinking and driving and what other stuff do you see, Breezy?
Oh, you got like you got marijuana, and then the
Yep.
cops like was going past. Oh no, actually, no, they were behind them.
Yep.
And they're like, put it out, put it out. And then he puts it out, he throws it to this other girl's car, and she had leaves on top of it. She goes, oh, and she goes, oh. So she was smoking a
Yeah.
cigarette.
Yep.
The other one, the other vehicle was, let's just say the guy, nice car by the way, but he
Yeah.
was smoking no, snorting coke, probably cocaine.
Yep.
And then you got the big, huge log truck.
Yep.
And then you got the crotch rocket guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the kid and the mom. And you got the pregnant lady in the van.
Yep. And then you also forgot there's the guy in the Firebird that just won the
Yeah.
lottery.
Yep.
Yep. So all these people all interacting with each other, seeing each other in various cars and then all of a sudden this is the log truck episode. If you've seen the memes about driving behind a log truck after watching Final Destination 2,
Yep.
this is where it comes from because the chain breaks on the log truck and it is an epic disaster. And
I love it.
right, it is. It's amazing the carnage that ensues. I like how they make the truck look like the truck itself is evil too. Like it's all dark and like spiky and like sharp looking, and like when
Yep.
when they show it, it's all like brrr. Like they make the truck look like it's a monster almost. But
Okay, every time when I go see like a log truck, I think of Final Destination, and I always look like, okay, is there anything loose under there? Because that would have been one hell of an accident.
yeah, no kidding. Um, I do have to. I have a couple quibbles, a couple bones to pick with this movie, and one thing and maybe this was ruined for me by MythBusters, but these cars explode way too much. It's like they're loaded with dynamite. It's like the car hits something and blah, like it's a giant fireball instantly. It's like that's a little unrealistic, but we want epic in Final Destination.
Well, it's like, is it like really a myth or not? Because if you there are car explosions too early that I can see.
Uh,
However, if it's like on a rainy, wet roads,
yup,
I mean, you can't really, well, you would have still grip, but if you
right,
have like close together cars like that, like as in, for instance, 169 or something like that,
right.
it like it will be like completely disaster. Like you can't, and people don't know how to take time and slow down and pay attention. Well,
That all of that is very true.
but of course, possibility. I mean, it's a movie.
Yep, exactly. Anyway, this was all Vision, and she pulls and blocks the entrance, and it stops all the cars of all the people that we saw. And the cop gets out and says, "What the heck?" And they're talking a little bit, and all of a sudden she goes, there's the log truck go by," and he's like, "Look now, hey, we don't." And also you hear. Now, here's my other quibble while I'm pointing things out. Um, when they originally had the premonition, there was like 10 minutes of bullshit. There was like they were looking at this car was looking at this car, they were doing this, they were doing
Yep.
this. And then after the premonition, it's like, "Oh, there's a log truck." Boom! Like where was the time for all that other crap to
Right.
happen?
Right.
But maybe it's because they threw off Death's plan, so Death just blew the truck up earlier.
Right.
But
Like yeah, because like if you actually see it, you see the logs
mhm.
falling off the truck.
Right. So
Okay.
they were behind the truck in her vision, they were
Yeah.
behind the truck. That means they would have, which that actually doesn't make sense because they were already going to be on the road and then the truck goes past, but they would have already been on the road. So how would they have been behind the truck? None of it makes sense. But don't think about it too hard. It's Final Destination 2.
We were like thinking about it a little bit too much on this
R-
scene. It's
Right.
like I'm like, yeah, like yeah,
Yeah. It's like there was not nearly enough time for all this stuff to happen. Anyway, moving on. So they are like, "Oh my gosh, we're the luckiest people in the world." You find out, oh, and when they have the disaster, the one guy that's in the Firebird, he actually like burns alive. He's like trapped in his car and he's like, "Help, help, help." But it's kind of cool
nope.
because there's the flaming bird logo and he's like, "Ah." So that's kind of cool. Anyway, you find out he just won the lottery. And so they're talking about how he's the luckiest guy. And then he goes to his apartment and he's got his gold watch that he just bought and his gold ring. And he's going to make some food. He starts a little thing cooking on the stove. And then what happened? How does his ring fall in the garbage disposal? I don't remember. Does it just like slip off
His,
his finger?
I think it slipped on his finger and went in the garbage disposal while he was
Yeah.
trying to cook like these like I don't know, he put I think fish sticks on the frying pan.
Uh-huh.
And then that's with the oil maybe.
That could be. And then
So
he had a container of Chinese food and they showed like a fridge magnet fell off the fridge and fell into it and he put that
yep.
in the microwave and because of that it exploded. But if you look really close, the Chinese container has a metal handle, so even if the magnet would fell in there, it would have still been not good in the microwave.
Oh, good. Pay attention. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I've always seen like the magnet.
Right,
That's a
exactly.
nice detail right there, Matt.
Oh, thank you. I was watching this with the eagle eye, apparently. Um, but there's a big fire. His hands chopped in the is trapped in the garbage disposal because of his watch, and you think for sure he's going to get his hand chopped off and he's going to get burned alive, some combination of the two. But nope, the watch slips off. He gets out, he runs out to the fire escape, and he goes down the fire escape and he lands and he's like, woo! And you're like, and it turns into Ric Flair. No, just kidding. And you're like, well, he didn't die in the fire. And then all of a sudden the fire escape goes, slips, just about hits him. He lands on his back, and it's like, oh, he was
Yeah, this
saved
close.
this close. And then it falls the rest of the way and smashes through his eyeball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love that scene, actually.
Yep. They then start to figure out that, unlike the first Final Destination, where the people died in the order they would have died when the plane exploded, for some reason in this, now they're dying in reverse order of how they would have died in the car accident. So that's interesting. They go, who knows about this kind of crap? Mr. Bloodworth. Who's Mr. Bloodworth? Tony Todd, the one and only.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't know that he was in this movie.
Not to be confused
I
with
totally forgot.
You totally forgot?
Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm like, oh no shit.
Well, and it's me too. And then so then when he was in Final Destination Bloodlines, and it was, and then I was like, oh shit, he's probably in all of them for all I know. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But it's like,
Well, my favorite one's the third one, so
yeah, is that the roller coaster one?
yep.
Roller coaster. Um, I think I've seen 1, 2, and 3 in the theater because I'm pretty sure I saw this one in the theater. Anyway,
No, I did not, but okay.
we're getting sidetracked. Um, uh, uh, so he says that you got to give a life to take a life, or trade a life for life. They think it's the pregnant woman, that if she can give birth, because if she would have died in the car crash, so if she gives birth, that means a new life was created that wouldn't have been there, and so that's going to cancel out death. That's the theory they're going with. Meanwhile, people are getting picked off left and right. I know you usually say you don't have a favorite, but what's one kill scene that you really want to talk about?
Well, I really like the truck scene with the logs.
Right? The initial, the first scene in Final Destination movie is always epic. Like you look at Final
Right.
Destination Bloodlines with that tower and it's crashing and the piano and all that crap.
Right.
And the
Right.
first one with the plane crash and the third one with the roller coaster. But yeah,
The first one's probably not the plane. I don't remember. I don't
that's
remember,
the
but it's
plane.
not the plane.
The plane explodes. It's not that big a deal. But what
Yeah.
about in this movie? Is there one of the kills that you want to highlight? Talk
Well,
about?
I do. Like I said, I like that the guy that won the lottery, the eyeball.
Yeah.
And I like the ending.
Oh, I really like the ending too. Let's wait to talk about that.
Love it.
Excuse me. I do too. As we've not, we'll get to the ending in a minute. There, but oh, totally had a brain fart. Anyway, the one that the kid is in the dentist office, and they're in like a high-rise tower, and with these big glass windows, and these pigeons keep, these are like
Yeah.
insane suicidal pigeons. They're like, we're sick of it, we're trying to end it all. Pigeons keep mashing into the window hard enough to like break the glass. And
Right.
the guy's like, I'm sick and tired of replacing these windows. How many times do you have to have your window smashed by pigeons before you move to a different office?
Right.
Especially if you're a dentist. But anyways, they put the laughing gas in the guy's face. They're like, you won't be able to move. He's laying there with his mouth hanging open. And then the guy gets distracted because a pigeon crashes into the lobby and there's a big rigmarole out there. So he goes out there to deal with it. And like a puffer fish or something from a mobile
Yeah.
hanging above the guy, it falls and lands like directly in his mouth. And he's like, like slowly choking to death. So you're thinking, oh, this is how he's gonna die. He's gonna choke to death.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of the dentist though.
I know, that's what I was thinking too, actually.
Because we did review those what dentist 1 and 2. But it's like, that reminds me just a little pinch of the dentist.
Yep, especially when he's sitting in the chair and the guy's gonna give him the shot, and then all of a sudden the pigeon
Mhm.
hits the window and the guy like
Right.
jumps. It's like, ooh, that makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
um, but so the hygienist comes in and pulls the thing out of his mouth, and it's kind of clear from her expression that she's not going to say anything to anyone about how this guy just about died in the dentist office. So anyway, he goes outside. Our heroes show up. She had a premonition about pigeons, so she's like, "Pigeons, the pigeons, the pigeons!" And the guy's like, "What? The pigeons?" And he sees a big bunch of them sitting there, so he's like, "Brah, brah, brah," and like runs at them like a dork, like something I would do. and the pigeons all go flying like 37 different directions, and there's a construction worker, and he's like, "Hey, what the heck?" And he bumps a lever, and this big thing swings around. It's like a big sheet of heavy glass, and
Yep.
wham, falls right on the kid and mashes him.
Like if he
Mash.
just like kind of put his body go woof, like pretty much
Exactly.
fly like a plant pancake.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I think that's maybe one of my favorite in the whole movie.
Hmm.
Um, but there, yeah, at one point, the character that was on the crotch rocket, he's like, "F this, I'm gonna shoot myself," and he keeps trying to shoot himself, and the gun won't work because it's not his time. Death won't let him die. I thought that was kind of a fun idea. Um, there's that big car wreck, and then the thing explodes, and the barbed wire fence flies forward, and the guy standing there and it
Oh
like rips him in three chunks, like it rips right through him.
yeah,
Kind of reminds me of, have you Ghost Ship at the very beginning when that
yeah,
wire
that
break?
yeah, that's a good movie.
We should talk about that one of these days.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Oh, but actually, my favorite kill in the whole movie is the one character gets in the car accident and there's a big sharp, geez, did it to myself, big sharp metal pipe right next to her head that just about killed her. And then she's trapped in the car and they're talking and they're talking and they're talking and they're showing other stuff and they're showing this and they're showing that. Um, And then the fireman's got the jaws of life, and he's like, "Don't worry, we'll get you out of there." And he whacks it into there. And then she's like, "Yeah, be careful." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry." And he whacks it into there. The airbag goes off and poof, smashes her head into the right through the pipe. It's like,
Uh-huh. It's
oh,
that one's intense too.
yeah. And it's so quick. It just is like completely like you're just like, whoa, good grief.
You won't feel it.
Yeah.
You won't feel it at all.
Yep. But then during the scene, the cop saves a kid from almost getting run over by the news van. And it's like, oh, that was interesting. It's like death is just spreading chaos all around. Anyway, now, spoiler alert, we're gonna get to the ending. The woman gives birth to the baby. She realizes, oh wait, in my premonition, she didn't actually die, so she doesn't matter. Death doesn't give a rip about her or her baby. So then she's like, I know what it means. I'm supposed to go drown myself and
Hmm.
die, and then someone can resuscitate me and bring me back to life, and then that'll cheat death and throw off the plan. So she gets the ambulance, and that's basically what happens. Yay! Happy ending. But wait,
Yeah, but I like that ending though.
there's more. Breezy, tell us what happens then after that.
You're like kind of like having a picnic, and all of a sudden, I couldn't remember because it's like last night. I was kind of tired, but I think they were like having like a family picnic, and
Yep.
something about like the grill fire thingy, and all of a sudden, like I forgot.
That's okay. So
I like so forgot.
that's okay. So I we should mention earlier in the movie, they figured out that all of these people that were spared by this log truck incident also would have died as a result of the plane crash in the first Final Destination indirectly because all the people that died that were saved on the plane somehow butterfly effect affected them so that they were saved from something that was supposed to kill them. And for some reason, that's why they're going backwards instead of forwards. I didn't quite totally understand why that had anything to do with going backwards or forwards, but that was the supposed reason why it was backwards.
Right.
So during the epic news scene when the cop saves the kid's life, it's kind of like, oh well, he was indirectly was he was supposed to die and he saved him. So now that means that he's indirectly kind of like how they were, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they're at his picnic and they're like, yeah, oh my gosh, we're so lucky. We did it. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, kid, you had a close call with death. And he's like, what? And he's like, oh, yeah, the other day, the cop pushed me out of the way of the news van. Otherwise, I would have got crushed. And then he walks over to the barbecue grill and the two people are like, oh, wait. And they try to figure it out, and then he turns on the grill, and kaboom! Just
Yeah.
explodes, just like a grenade went off, and just body parts fly everywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
And then an arm actually like lands on the mom's
I remember
plate.
the body parts and
Yeah,
explosive at a barbecue, but it's like I couldn't remember. Yeah, I was kind of getting really tired at that point when I was
right.
watching.
That happens.
Like it's almost done. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done. Some bed.
That happens to me all the time. Um, so as we've said before on other episodes, I always like to have a fucked up ending. And so
Yeah,
this
same.
movie fits the bill because it had kind of a happy ending, but then threw that fucked up bit right at the end. So that was nice. Good job, Final Destination too.
I like how you said, I'm like, yep, I like it, and a fucked up ending. I just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. So what would you rate this movie?
this movie, I think it came out in what, 2006?
I think I got it right here. 2003.
What, a little bit close.
Yep.
So, concerning is like 2003. I do like it, so I'll probably give this one a probably like, I don't know, a 7 out of 10. I want to rate it just a little higher, not lower.
Right.
'Cause it does have good parts to it.
Yeah. I was thinking like a 7 or 8. I was thinking like or a 8 out of 10 because it's fun. There's really cool deaths. There's lots of chaos and carnage and gore, and it's a lot of fun. But if you once you stop and actually think about some of the plot elements and start picking it apart, like the story starts to fall apart real fast, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of plot holes in this, but it is fun, and who cares? It's fun. It's cool. There's gore. What more do you need? But if you're looking,
Yeah.
if you're
Just
gonna
don't think all the way through when on that like log scene, that
ex-
log truck.
exactly, don't overthink it. That's the moral of the story.
Right.
Final Destination 2 is an excellent movie if you don't overthink it.
Right. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I think we're ready to wrap this episode up. Any final thoughts, Breezy?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.